Okay, so I'm not sure what's wrong here. Okay, we are live right now. So what's going on, everybody? How's it going? Hopefully we get some people in here. We'll start in a couple minutes here once maybe some people tune in. So yeah.
Financially disadvantaged youth in Kansas City and his hometown of
New Orleans. There's that. So, what's up, Neo? How's it going? We got 4 people here. So, I'll be right back in a second. What's up, Sean and Landon? I'll be right back in like 10 seconds.
She was really one of the first people to kind of spark me. Hey, I want to be able to help other people when they really need it. You want to get some thoughts? That's some fun. You want some too?
For the Tyler Matthew Foundation, the sole mission is really helping families and children that are disadvantaged. The mission is to provide for them.
All right. What's up, Valix? How's it going? All right. So,
by the way, Valix, your dogs are going down.
I think I might pick the Wolverines win that game. We'll see. We'll see who we pick in our predictions. All right, we will start our first prediction here. So, if you guys want to type in the chat, we'll see. So, I just gotta type it out here.
Well, I gotta exit out and come back. My phone's going robot voice.
Okay. All right, we will be making our selection for the Bahamas Bowl first out of all of the bowls. That'll be the first game we pick. It is between the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders versus the Toledo Rockets. So, yeah, but Cavs are going to win the finals. I hope so. What's up, Nuz? How's it going? But the Cavs are playing great. I did not expect this. I mean, it's unbelievable the way they've played. You know? I mean, the Cavs, 18-12, I didn't expect that at all. That's unbelievable. I mean, Isaac Okoro was COVID, which is horrible. So, yeah, that sucks. But, you know, so Middle Tennessee versus Toledo. Link. The link's in Discord. I put it in Discord, Clayton, in the Discord DM. So you should be able to get it there. So we will be making our pick for the Bahamas Bowl. So yeah. These will be my picks. It kicked me out. We'll try again. We'll see if you try one more time, and maybe I'll send it if it don't work. So. Discord so I can join. It's the Sports Expert Discord. I'll get it right here. So yeah. Here. That's my Discord link if you guys haven't joined. If you want to join. So is it working, Clayton, or no? Let's see. So wait a second. Here for a response. So yeah. But we only got 2 people watching. But we will be making our picks for the first bowl game, Middle Tennessee versus Toledo, the Bahamas Bowl. So yeah. But just waiting for Clayton to get in here so we can talk about it. So yeah. But you know.
You deserve that feeling. Pure relief. You can work, whether you're training for a marathon
or
just living one. The Power Boost Massager and Power Boost Move from Sharper Image.
I wonder where Clayton went.
Every move every step, every stretch you take. It's time to power your potential.
So
Power Boost Massager and Power Boost Move.
we have nobody watching because I don't know what happened. But in Browns will lose this week, probably. No, I forgot. Well, they can wait. I mean, I don't know where he is, but I might just start. So, Middle Tennessee versus Toledo is the Bahamas Bowl, and Toledo is a 7.5-point favorite in that game, and it seems like most people are picking Toledo in this game. 68% of people are picking Toledo. 32% of people are picking Middle Tennessee. So let's read the stats here real quick. So when the Middle Tennessee averages 10.4 yards per completion, which is 11th lowest in the FBS, and we'll read the comments and everything as we go through. I mean, I'm not just gonna delay reading comments or anything. So yeah, but I'm just waiting for some more people to get here. I don't know what happened with Clayton, but and when it comes to Toledo, they are one of the best running teams in the country. They rush for a lot of yards. Their running back Brian Koback leads the MAC with 15 rushing touchdowns. So what's up, Colby? How's it going? So yeah, what you're looking at when it comes to offense, Toledo has the obvious advantage. When it comes to defense, it's definitely interesting, but Toledo has the least amount of turnovers in the FBS with only 6 this year. So Toledo's offense is going to be tough to stop. Toledo might not have the defensive advantage as Middle Tennessee does, but Toledo can score. So go Brian Mullins. Yeah, Nick Mullins, go. Should have been Case Daniel Keenum, but So yeah, but I am going to follow my new one. What are you talking about? Okay, here. I'll give you the link, Clayton. What happened to your last Discord? So we got 3 people here. Appreciate you guys being here. So yeah. So click that link, Clayton. But I'm leaning towards picking Toledo in this game. It kind of reminds me of the Charlotte Buffalo game last year. Buffalo had all the offensive numbers and everything, and they ended up steamrolling Charlotte. I think this may be very similar here. I think I'm going to take Toledo in this one. And yeah, I think I'm going to go with, I think Jason Candle will be able to outcoach Rick Stockstill. And I just think they have too much offense at this point for Middle Tennessee. I don't see much with Conference USA right now, and I don't think Middle Tennessee has much to prove here. I just don't see much with them. I'm going to take Toledo in this one.
I'm gonna take
back.
All right, my pick. I'm going upset Middle Tennessee.
Wow. Okay. Do you have a reason or just upset?
Just for an upset.
Upset?
All right.
Yeah, I appreciate the $10 super chat, Neo. I like your content. Continue.
And by the way,
I appreciate that, man. I really do. You're one of my most loyal subscribers, Neo, and I really appreciate you being here day in and day out. So yeah.
All right, that was the Bahamas Bowl.
So yeah, I have Toledo winning that game. You have Middle Tennessee. So let's go to the Cure Bowl. That'll be 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Northern Illinois versus Coastal Carolina.
That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, this could be an interesting game. You got the MAC champions versus Coastal Carolina, who started the year ranked. So
and then they screwed up.
It should be interesting. I think on paper, obviously, Coastal will have the better roster, but Northern Illinois, they have played some good football. They were inconsistent at times on offense, so that gives me questions. Coastal Carolina is an 8.5-point favorite. So who do you got in this one, Clayton?
I got Coastal winning.
You got Coastal Carolina? It seems like they'll have it sounds like most of their starters are probably going to play. So, yeah, it sounds like most of their starters will play. And I'm going to go with Coastal Carolina because of that. I think Northern Illinois will keep it close, but I think at the end, Coastal Carolina is going to find the way to make the clutch stop on defense.
All right, we got the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl.
So the next bowl after that is Western Kentucky versus App State, the Boca Raton Bowl. So we have Western Kentucky versus App State. So far, we have one difference.
App State's favored by 3 points.
Mine's 2.5, 3 points, yeah. So Western Kentucky, they have one of the best offenses in the country.
And
App State has one of the better defenses in the country. So this
Wow,
definitely could be a very
Zappy's a good quarterback. He has 56
He is.
touchdowns.
very good quarterback. This game could go down to the wire. I was a little surprised to see App State favored. I thought Western Kentucky may be favored, but App State did make the Sun Belt title game, and Western Kentucky made the
Conference USA.
Conference USA. I almost said the MAC.
Why you said Mac?
I don't know. There was actually talks of them moving to the MAC next season, Western Kentucky. So who do you got in this one, Clayton?
I'm gonna go with App State.
You're going to go with App State. I'm going to go Western Kentucky.
Good. I can see that happening.
I'm going to consider going Western Kentucky. I want to see if their starters are playing. I want to check that real quick. If they are, then I'm probably picking Western Kentucky. It depends. Is Bailey Zappi going to play in the bowl game? I would assume so, because I haven't heard anything about him sitting out. But let me check real quick. It doesn't sound like he's actually close to a record, so I wouldn't be shocked if he played. Give me Western Kentucky in this one. Yeah, Crimson Brave, that's Ryan Day for you. Ryan Day is a freaking loser. Ryan Day he's turning it to Dan Mullen, and it's just true. Okay, this isn't one of the more main bowls, but it's an FCS bowl. It's the Celebration Bowl, and it is South Carolina State versus Jackson State. Jackson State is an 11.5 point favorite.
I'm gonna pick Jackson State.
Yeah, Jackson State should win that one. Deion Sanders, they recruit very well. Give me Jackson State in that one. South Carolina State's all right, but Jackson State is miles better.
The Jackson State's definitely the better team.
Oh, yeah. So we'll move to the New Mexico Bowl, and that is between UTEP and Fresno State. So the line for this game was
Fresno State.
It was minus 9.5 Fresno State, but now that their starting quarterback Jake Hayner's returning, the line has now jumped up to 14.5. My Lord.
Dang, I'm picking Fresno State.
Yeah, give me Fresno State. UTEP hasn't proved they can beat solid teams yet this year. They may have lost their coach, Fresno State, but with Jake Hayner, the quarterback, coming back, I think it should be no problem, especially if he does play in the bowl game. Even if he doesn't, give me Fresno State. They have the talent to win this game. And UTEP, they just haven't proven me anything this season, despite their 7-5 record. Give me Fresno State in this one for sure. Okay, so the Independence Bowl, UAB versus BYU. This one was a little surprising. A lot of people thought BYU would play a ranked team. They end up playing an 8-4 UAB team out of Conference USA. BYU is an 8.5 point favorite in this game. So BYU versus UAB. UAB they were almost able to beat UTSA this year, so it could be interesting. But who do you got, Clayton?
BYU.
BYU?
Yeah.
I think I am going to take BYU as well.
Yeah, especially them 5 wins against Pac-12.
Yeah.
They look pretty good.
Yeah, I like what BYU's
doing. They're underrated according to
I got to read the comment section now. Actually, Camel's never made a natty appearance or won a tough conference. Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, how do you not go for Eli Ricks, one of the best corners in the nation? How are you content with Lejon Cavazos? He sucks. My Lord. Okay, so yeah, we're both going with BYU for sure in that one. Okay, the LendingTree Bowl. This could be a potential toss-up. Eastern Michigan versus Liberty. So I'll write this one down here. The LendingTree.
Liberty's favored by 9.5.
It says 7.5 here, but yeah, around there.
I'm using ESPN.
I'm actually using ESPN as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you have, like magic phones and computers?
I'm on this app right here.
Oh.
So the LendingTree Bowl, Liberty is a 7.5-point favorite. It says here. Who you got in this one, Clayton?
I'm gonna go upset Eastern Michigan.
You know what? I think I'm going to go the same. I think I'm going to go Eastern Michigan. I think they're going to be able to score some points. Liberty's defense has been a bit suspect. Their offense has been horrible lately. If Eastern Michigan can get a couple stops, they might easily win that game. I think this is one of those games where we could see an upset. Liberty is definitely – their stock is definitely down. They're playing bad football right now. I feel like Eastern Michigan has more momentum going into this game.
Yeah,
Liberty,
that's what I'm picking.
their starting quarterback, Malik Willis, he's definitely going to the NFL draft. Not sure if he'll play. So give me Eastern Michigan in this one. So the next bowl we have is Utah State versus Oregon State. So
In SoFi Stadium.
Yep. It's the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. So
Yeah. I gotta go with the Mountain West champions.
you're gonna go with Utah State.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta go with the Mountain West champions.
Oregon State's a 7.5-point favorite in this game. 75% of people are picking Utah State just because of the whooping they gave in San Diego State. My pick, I'm going to go Oregon State. That's a motivated football team right there. That team is going to be motivated. Coach Jonathan Smith, he's going to motivate his team to go out there. And Utah State, they have players that can win this game, but at the same time, I just feel like Oregon State is a more motivated team. And I know they're the favorite, and Utah State might play like the underdog, but it might be a down game for the Aggies. So, you guys got Liberty. You got Oregon State. Okay, in the chat. So yeah, give me Oregon State. You got Utah State. So we got a difference in that one. Okay, I'll write this one down. The New Orleans Bowl. So we got the Louisiana Raging Cajuns versus the Marshall Thundering Herd. Louisiana is a 6.5-point favorite in this game. The only reason why who are you going to take in this one?
I gotta go with Louisiana champions.
Yeah, give me Louisiana. The only reason why the line is -6.5 is because Coach Billy Napier left for Florida. If he was there, this line would be at 10.5 or something like that. Marshall doesn't have the talent gap. The talent gap between Marshall and Louisiana is high. Give me Louisiana. I can't see Marshall keeping this game close. I think Louisiana will win by a couple scores at least. And they also promoted their offensive coordinator to head coach, so they have the chemistry with the players already. Give me them. There shouldn't be much of a problem. Okay, the Myrtle Beach Bowl. This one should be interesting. This won't be a highly touted bowl, but it
Old
is
Dominion versus
Tulsa. So the Myrtle Beach Bowl. So Old Dominion versus Tulsa. The line in this one is Tulsa -7.5. And who are you going with, Clayton?
I'm going Tulsa. They put up a good fight against Ohio State, but they lost.
They also put up a good fight against Cincinnati. Give me Tulsa in this one. I don't think they'll cover, but I think they'll win this game. I think Tulsa's offense is getting hot at the right time. Old Dominion's won 5 in a row, but I think Tulsa's the better team. I think Tulsa's starting to kind of get back to their 2020 self when they were ranked, but not quite there. Give me Tulsa in this game. I don't think there should be too much of a problem if they can get it going, keep their offensive rhythm going, but maybe Old Dominion show something in this game, but we'll see. So, yeah. So, how about this one? We got the Idaho Potato Bowl in this one.
Kent State versus Wyoming.
Kent State versus Wyoming. This is an interesting one. Kent State struggled versus Northern Illinois in the MAC championship game. Wyoming was one of the most inconsistent teams in college football this year.
Hold on.
Looking at their schedule, they would kill a team, then they would get killed. It's weird, like every other week. And Kent State, they're inconsistent on offense. So this could be the battle of the inconsistent offenses. Who do you got in this one, Clayton? Before we start, Wyoming is a -4.5-point favorite. 4.5-point favorite. Who you got in this one? Clayton? Clayton, who are you picking?
Sorry, I had to go on mute real quick.
Okay.
Kent State versus Wyoming. I'm gonna go Kent State.
You're gonna go Kent State.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna go Kent State. I think Dustin Crum, their quarterback, he's looking to prove NFL scouts wrong after his struggles in the MAC championship game. I think he needs a big performance. I think there's going to be a lot of motivation. Sean Lewis, their head coach, who is actually the youngest head coach all of FBS, I think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. Give me Kent State in this one. Wyoming is going to show why they're so inconsistent. Landon's going Wyoming. So it's 3 against 1 is Neil, also is Kent State. Okay, so the Frisco Bowl. This is an interesting one. I don't understand why you would why UTSA goes 12-1 and you give them San Diego State. I would have loved to see UTSA play a team like Wake Forest or BYU. That would have been something.
Maybe they had a perfect season. Maybe that could have happened.
Yeah. But I don't know how San Diego State is still ranked after getting killed by Utah State.
Yeah, it should be UTSA, not San Diego State.
Yeah, so who you got in this one, Clayton?
UTSA. I think they're pretty underrated. They're not even ranked.
Yeah, UTSA, they're a good team, but their best player, Sincere McCormick, running back, he has declared for the draft and he has announced he will not be playing in the bowl game. But San Diego State, I kind of want to see what their status is too, because they have some prospects too. Not sure if they're playing. I want to see if those guys are playing, because if not, then I don't know who I'm going to go with. This could be interesting. So, but both teams could have significant players out, and if that is the case, give me UTSA. I think San Diego State could win because UTSA's running backs out, but I think San Diego State's going to have some significant players missing too. So, give me UTSA just in case there. I could always change my pick before the game, but right now I got UTSA. So we both got UTSA in that one. They're minus 2.5 point favorite. So the Armed Forces Bowl. And that is between Missouri and Army. Just write this down for a second here. So, Missouri versus Army. In this game, I spelled Missouri wrong. Okay, so Missouri, they were a weird team this year. They would look horrible some games and look great some games. You don't know what you're going to get out of them. Army, they're coming off a tough loss versus Navy. That's going to be a team that's hungry for a bowl win. Missouri's going to want a bowl win too. Eli Drinkowitz, one of the youngest coaches in college football, he's going to be looking for a bowl win with Missouri, as he was App State's former coach. So a nice SEC bowl win would be nice for him. And yeah, it definitely should be interesting. Who do you got in this one, Clayton? Missouri or Army? Army is a 3.5 point favorite.
I gotta go with the spread. I gotta go with Army.
You're gonna go with Army. Interesting one. Missouri has talent, but Army has talent as well. But, I'm gonna take Missouri in this one. I think Army is just gonna be way too predictable in this game, and I think I can see Missouri pulling off a shocker. I think I can see them out coaching Army as well. Give me Missouri in an upset plus 3.5. So yeah. So the next bowl is the Frisco Football Classic. So that's not even called a bowl game. They just call it the Frisco Football Classic. So North Texas, I'll look at the chat in a second, versus Miami, Ohio. So North Texas versus Miami, Ohio. Let's see so they had UTSA, they had Neo at Army, Landon had Missouri as well. So the Frisco Football Classic, North Texas versus Miami, Ohio. I really don't know who to pick in this one, but who do you got?
I'm gonna go with North Texas.
You're gonna go with North Texas. Okay,
Yeah.
Miami, Ohio. What's that?
Oh, this is my siblings. This is my siblings being annoying.
Jeez. Well, Miami, Ohio. They're an okay team, but they didn't show much offensively this season compared to the past few seasons. North Texas has won 5 in a row. They have a nice rhythm going. I'm taking North Texas in this football game as well. Plus 3.5, another upset there. I think North Texas can pull it out. I really like what I'm seeing from that team, and they've really turned their season around. So the next bowl game is the Gasparilla Bowl between UCF and Florida. By the way, this game actually sold out. So definitely going to be an interesting one. UCF versus the Florida man. And Florida starting quarterback Emily Jones entered the transfer portal. So, yeah. But he's playing in this game before he enters. So, yeah. But Florida, it was a weird season for them. They look much better without Dan Mullen in their last game versus Florida State. UCF, Gus Malzahn, I don't know what UCF's going to do in this one. Florida is a 6.5 point favorite, but UCF at the same time do that. Will they have enough of offensive rhythm to win this game? We'll see. But who do you got in this one, Clayton? Yep, Crimson. That's true. Ryan Denise Day.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Florida.
Florida. Yep, I got Florida as well. I just don't think UCF has enough to beat Florida. I think the talent gap is huge despite the records. I wouldn't look at the records. I think coaching was a huge problem for Florida, and now that coaching staff is gone, they look like a much better football team as they did versus Florida State. We do have a Christmas Eve game, the Hawaii Bowl. So the Memphis Tigers versus the Hawaii Rainbows. So Rainbow Warriors or whatever. So Hawaii Bowl. So Memphis versus Hawaii. This is an interesting one. Because Hawaii actually there was only 83 bowl eligible teams, but Hawaii was able to get in the bowl game with 84 as they were able to play in the Hawaii Bowl. They went 6-7. Memphis went 6-6. Hawaii always plays that extra game. Nobody knows why, but yeah, Memphis is a 4.5-point favorite. Who you got in this one, Clayton?
I'm going Hawaii.
You're gonna go with Hawaii. I do have a problem with that, though, with Hawaii. They don't have their starting quarterback, Chevin Cordero. He has entered the transfer portal, and he has transferred to San Jose State, so he's gone. But Memphis is expected to have some players out, too, to the draft more than likely. So give me Hawaii in this one. They're a 4.5-point underdog. I think Hawaii is going to pull it out in the Hawaii Bowl. So why not, Yeah. So another bowl we have is the Camellia Bowl, and that is between Georgia State and Ball State. So the battle of the states, as Dr. Pepper commercials would say. So Georgia State versus Ball State. And Georgia State is a 3.5-point favorite in this game. Ball State had an up-and-down season. There's games where they got killed. There's games where they destroyed their opponent. Georgia State was an all-right team. I think there was some injury problems and everything for them and transfer problems. So we'll see what happens. I think they're a better team than people say. Who do you got in this one, Clayton? Georgia State or Ball State? So you got Memphis too. Jameson Williams, yep. Yeah, he said CJ Stroud isn't a Heisman caliber player. What are you talking about, dude? I've actually respected. I don't even read Ballard, dude. Ballard's info is garbage.
I'm going with Georgia State.
Georgia State. I am going with Georgia State. I think there's not. I really don't have much to say about this game. This is one of the more least interesting games, but Georgia State. Give me Georgia State. I just think they're a better football team. That's all. So the Quick Lane Bowl, Western Michigan versus Nevada. So this could be an interesting one because Nevada is a 6.5-point favorite, but quarterback Carson Strong is out. He is declared for the draft, and he will not be participating in the bowl game. So Western Michigan's could be an interesting pick here, but Nevada, we'll see what happens. Nevada has had players enter the transfer portal, but we'll see. What do you got in this one, Clayton? The Quick Lane Bowl. Quick Lane Bowl.
I gotta go with Western Michigan.
I got Western Michigan as well, and I just kind of explained that already. That Nevada, they've had a bunch of players enter the transfer portal. They don't have a coach. I think Ellaby from Western Michigan, one of the more underrated quarterbacks in the country. I think his stock is high, and he's got crazy potential. Give me Western Michigan in this one. I could see this being a lopsided game despite them being big underdogs. So yeah. The Military Bowl. So this is an interesting matchup. Boston College versus East Carolina. East Carolina had a solid season, I will say, and they are awarded playing a Power 5 team. And also, Phil Jurkovich, their quarterback, Boston College. He is returning to college next year. Will be one of the top quarterbacks in the nation. He'll be looking to prove himself in this game. So this could be an interesting one. Boston College is a -2.5-point favorite. If East Carolina wins this game, that would be cool. We'll see if Boston College can win this game. We'll see. It's BFMF. What's up, man? How's it going? Who do you got in this one? Boston College or ECU?
Gotta go with East Carolina.
East Carolina. Okay. So you got Holton Hours in East Carolina leading the way. Boston College. This could be an interesting one. But Eastern Carolina's defense is okay. I don't think it'll do enough to stop Boston College. I know Boston College hasn't scored much lately, but at the same time, I think they're going to want to go off. I think Jeff Hafley's going to want to end the season with a banger, a win. I think it'll be a really close game. I think it'll be close as it can be. But give me Boston College in this one. I think they pull it out somehow, and they represent the military in their game. So yeah. So the Birmingham. What? So the Birmingham. 20th ranked Houston versus Auburn. So put that down. Houston versus Auburn.
Auburn's favored by 3.
It says right here they're favored by 1.5. But Houston, they had a nice season, 11-2, suffered a tough loss against a Cincinnati team that was just too highly motivated. There was no chance they were winning that game. And Auburn, they're 6-6, coming off a disappointing end of their season. Who do you got in this one, Clayton?
Gonna go with Houston.
You're gonna go with Houston. Okay. I don't know who to go with. Honestly, don't. It's a 50-50 one, and I think Auburn has a really good defense, though. Their defense is good. Don't know if they're going to have players sitting out. Let me check real quick. All right. Let's see if star corner Roger McCurry will be playing. So I doubt he'll play. I think Auburn's going to have some people sitting out. Houston could as well, though. That's the problem. But at the same time, I feel like Houston's one of the schools where they're not going to be as picky when it comes to sitting. Give me Houston in this one. I'm going to go with the Houston Cougars as well. Why not? So, yeah. I didn't tell you anything, Crimson. What? But, yeah, we both got Houston in this one. All right, the First Responders Bowl. Air Force versus Louisville. Louisville's a 1.5-point favorite in this game. You got Air Force. This could be an interesting one. So let me just get this down. First Responder Bowl. Air Force versus Louisville. Something happened with my app, and I have no idea what happened. But,
I'll help you out. I have the games on my.
Okay, so we'll get down to the First Responder Bowl. So Louisville is a 1.5 point favorite in this game. They are returning some players, which is massive. So who do you got in this one, Clayton?
I'm gonna go with Louisville.
You're gonna go with Louisville. Not so fast, as Lee Corso would say. I got Air Force in this one. Their defense is top 5 in the country. They got an okay offense, not a great offense, but an okay one. Louisville's defense has been suspect lately. I think Louisville has the players to come out and win, but give me Air Force in a big shocker here. Not a big shocker, but they're shocking. Give me the Air Force Falcons. Do a show with Bauer. No. Stop it. I'm never doing a show with Bauer Sports Media. Okay, we're moving on. The Liberty Bowl. That is for between Mississippi State and Texas Tech. Okay, so write that down. The Liberty Bowl. Mississippi State is you hear this, 9.5 point favorite. Wow. Interesting one. Mississippi State is definitely the better team. There's no question about that. Who you got in this one, Clayton?
Mississippi State.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Mississippi State in this one. Will Rogers, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. I think Mike Leach is going to come out with a lot of firepower in this game. I don't see much with Texas Tech in this one. I think they're just too turnover prone, and Mississippi State's defense should be able to, stop the bleeding in this one. Give me Mississippi State in this one too. So, yeah. Okay, so the Holiday Bowl. I'll write that down. That is between the UCLA Bruins, who just added Dylan Gabriel out of the transfer portal. What a pickup that was. Former UCF quarterback. And this is versus UCLA versus 18th ranked NC State. UCLA, I think they have a lot of talent on their team. NC State does too. Their quarterback situations are interesting. Is DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, going to play? It sounds like he's going to the NFL. We'll see. NC State, Devin Leary is probably going to stay another year because he could be one of the top quarterbacks picked next year. But we'll see. The talent gap isn't huge in this one, but it's definitely interesting. Who do you got in this one, Clayton? This could be a toss.
I'm gonna go with UCLA.
Go with UCLA. Chip Kelly over Dave Doran. I'm gonna take NC State in this one. They're actually favored by 3.5. I think I like Devin Leary in this game. I think NC State's gonna do what it takes to win this game. I think UCLA might have a bit more talent, but when you look at it, I think NC State just has the chemistry to win this type of football game. And UCLA lost some weird games this year, so yeah. Give me NC State in this one. So that's our picks for the Holiday Bowl. So another difference between me and Clayton. Okay, the Guaranteed Rate Bowl, that is between West Virginia and Minnesota. So Minnesota is a 6.5-point favorite in this one, and they got a lot of people playing this one, starters. A lot of people are returning. West Virginia, they have some people returning as well, but we'll see what happens in this one. Who you got in this one, Clayton?
I gotta go with Big Ten Minnesota. They almost beat Ohio State.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Minnesota as well. I just think their defense is too good. They actually have a top 10 defense in the country this year.
They almost beat Ohio State.
I mean, kind of, but I mean they had their star running back at the time, Muhammad Ibrahim, and he tore his Achilles in the third quarter of that game. But they're still a solid team though. I mean, they did lose to Bowling Green this year, so yeah, that was embarrassing. But give me Minnesota in this one. I think their defense is going to be too much for West Virginia. West Virginia has a really mediocre to bad offense. And I don't see West Virginia putting too many points up in this one. They don't run the ball well at all. Minnesota runs the ball much better. Give me Minnesota. The Fenway Bowl between SMU and Virginia. So both teams actually don't have a coach, right? I mean, they have a coach, but not actively coaching. So Fenway Bowl. So SMU is a 1.5-point favorite in this one. SMU has a really nice offense. Virginia, their defense is horrible, but I don't know. I mean, SMU doesn't have a great defense either. Who do you got in this one, Clayton?
That's a good game.
It is.
That's toss-up. I'm going to go Virginia.
They're going to go with Virginia. Okay. Let me just check something real quick, then I'll make my pick in a second. Okay.
It's in Boston, Massachusetts.
Yes. So we got some more people. Wyatt has SMU. UCLA going to get stealing right now because Kirby's gone. Yeah. But what's up, Wyatt? How's it going? Give me Virginia as well. Brennan Armstrong's going to have a big game. He decided, one of the better quarterbacks in the nation, one of the more underrated quarterbacks. He decided he's not transferring. He will be playing football in this bowl game more than likely. And at least I think so. Or maybe he's hurt. Oh. What am I doing? Let's see. So SMU, they got a nice offense. So, wait a second. I think Virginia has people out. I don't know though. Let me just look up something real quick. Okay. Doesn't seem like much. I think I am going to. Yeah, I am going to go with Virginia too. I mean, who can face who can face adversity more without a coach? Virginia or SMU? I'm going to take Virginia. They did have 3 offensive linemen transfer though, Virginia, but SMU at the same time they may have people sitting out. It's weird. Give me Virginia in this one. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm going to switch to SMU. I can't trust Virginia they have 3 offensive linemen transfer. They have a solid quarterback, but SMU does as well. And Virginia's defense is just really bad. Give me SMU. Changing my pick. Okay. The Pinstripe Bowl. Okay.
In the Bronx.
They're going for the 3P. Okay, Clemson. I know Ohio State isn't winning it because Ryan Day's a bum. Maryland versus Virginia Tech. Maryland is a 2.5-point underdog. So Virginia Tech is favored. Virginia Tech's going to have a new coach coming in. Who do you got in this one, Clayton?
I'm going to go with Maryland.
Oh, Maryland. This is a tough one, I will say. Maryland just didn't play well throughout the rest of the season. You know what? And Virginia Tech's defense isn't absolutely horrible. I'm going to take Virginia Tech. If I was betting, I'd take -2.5 as well. Give me Virginia Tech in this one.
In the NFL, have you heard of the news this morning?
What news?
Urban Meyer got fired.
Yeah. Urban. He's chopped. He's done. So, yeah, give me Virginia Tech in this one. Another one me and Clayton disagree on. So, yeah, it's good to have disagreements because I'll be winning all the bowl games. Okay, Cheez-It Bowl. Who would have thought the Clemson Tigers would be playing in the Cheez-It Bowl? Raise your hand.
Nobody.
Cheez-It Bowl.
I like Cheez-Its.
Yep. Same. Clemson versus Iowa State. Iowa State will have players sitting out. I think Clemson may as well, but it's unclear what's going to happen there. Who do you got in this one, Clayton?
Clemson.
Iowa State's somehow a 1.5-point favorite. I have no idea why. Clemson. Give me Clemson. Hammer that money line. Hammer it. Absolutely hammer it. Like you've never hammered anything else before in your life. The Clemson Tigers. Dabo Sweeney. Got him. They're just playing really good football right now. And Iowa State, I mean, I think they're gonna have a lot of people sitting out, I feel. Okay, the Alamo Bowl. This is one of the more interesting games. Oregon versus Oklahoma. They're both going to have interim head coaches in this game. So the battle will be interims. So both teams will have some players out. I mean, Oklahoma had a lot of players transfer. Oregon has some players out due to injury. Who do you got in this one, Clayton?
I got to go with Oklahoma.
I'm going to go with Boomer Sooner as well. Caleb Williams will be playing, so that really should just
And Oregon lost to Utah 2 times.
Yeah, they got destroyed. Give me Oklahoma. Their offense is going to be way too much.
But I'll give Oregon some credit. They did beat Ohio State.
Yeah, that was weird. Kerry Combs, worst defensive coordinator of all time. That's why. Yeah, give me Oklahoma. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Oregon can face the adversity without their coach. I don't think so. Oklahoma, yeah. Bob Stoops is actually going to be the interim in that game. So Oklahoma for the dub. Massive dub. Big dubs. So, yeah. Duke's Mayo Bowl. So, we got the Duke's Mayo Bowl. That will be between North Carolina and South Carolina.
Oh, my. That's going to be a good game.
It is. A bit of a rivalry here.
Yeah.
So,
rivalry in a bowl game.
Yeah. So, the Duke's Mayo Bowl, we got the North Carolina Tar Heels versus South Carolina Gamecocks. North Carolina's -5.5-point favorite. South Carolina, they've played some sneaky football this year. And I know it's not until next season, but they are getting Spencer Rattler and Austin Stogner from Oklahoma. Those are going to be huge additions. They may be getting wide receiver Theo Weiss as well, another former 5-star. So who do you got in this one, Clayton?
I'm going with North Carolina.
You're going to go North Carolina. I don't know what the status of Sam Howell is. I don't know if he's going to play or not. Okay, we do have a decision here. We do have some news. Sam Howell will be playing in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. In fact, I will be taking the North Carolina Tar Heels. So, yeah. It seems like they'll have some players playing. You're picking South Carolina. Interesting, Wyatt. But, yeah. Bill, no,
sir.
I don't want Bill O'Brien at Ohio State. Come on.
Was Ryan Day going to get fired too?
No, but I wish he would get fired. He sucks at his job. He's over.
Why? Because he lost to Michigan? That's why?
No, because he can't recruit. He's losing all of these recruits to Bama and Georgia and everything. He's a clown. He's like Dan Bolton.
Well, because he's the guy who screwed them losing.
I mean, he called a run play on 3rd and 8 versus Michigan. That was so stupid. And it basically gave you guys the ball back.
And then makes Hassan Haskins score again.
Yeah. So the Music City Bowl, Tennessee versus Purdue. I wonder where Purdue man is. Purdue man ain't here. But we're gonna make our pick for this one anyway. So Purdue's a 2.5-point favorite in this one. Who do you got in this one, Clayton? Tennessee versus Purdue. This could be a toss.
I'm going spoiler makers.
Gonna go to spoiler makers. Oh, we do have some breaking news. We do have some breaking college football news. Nebraska transfer quarterback Adrian Martinez is transferring to Kansas State. So how about that? So Adrian Martinez is headed to Kansas State. Apparently, from what I heard, on the day he entered the transfer portal, apparently his girlfriend goes to Kansas State, and I guess he wanted to be closer with her. So Adrian Martinez is headed to Kansas State, and he'll probably be the starting quarterback. So nice pickup for Chris Spielman.
Who are you picking?
In this game, I'm gonna pick the Tennessee man. I'm gonna pick the mustard shoe, as Uncle Lou would say. Tennessee. I got Tennessee. Hendon Hooker, man. He's gonna have a big game. Spoiler makers. I mean, if Tennessee was ranked, I'd pick Purdue, but they're not ranked. So give me Tennessee, man. But yeah, Max Johnson. That's not surprising. Miles Brennan actually is returning to LSU, so that's not a surprise at all. Max Johnson will more than likely be a Texas A&M Aggie too. They'll likely compete for the starting job with Hayes King. The Peach Bowl. We have our first New Year's Six Bowl here. We have Pitt versus Michigan State. So this will be an interesting matchup. I don't know if Kenny Pickett is playing, but I do know Michigan State. I do know Kenneth Walker isn't playing. So
What? Kenneth Walker's not playing?
He's not playing. He declared for the draft. Who are you picking in this one? Because I want to hear your take on this one.
I'm going to pick Sparty's defense is trash.
Yeah, their defense is horrible. One of the worst in the country. Worst pass defense in the country.
That's the reason why. That's the reason why they got blown up by Ohio State.
Yeah, I hope Pickett plays, but at the same time, I don't know if he will. Even if he doesn't play, I think they'll be okay. They still have Jordan Addison, sophomore wide receiver. He'll easily play. Bolitnikoff Award winner. I think Pitt has some solid weapons on offense too, and they have some solid defensive players. I think they had a couple defensive players make the All-American team, so it gives me Pitt in this one. Michigan State's going to be too hard to handle. Pitt's going to be too hard to handle for Michigan State. The Las Vegas Bowl, Wisconsin versus Arizona State. So we got the Wisconsin Badgers and the Arizona State Sun Devils in this one, in the Las Vegas Bowl. So yeah, but before we make our pick, I'll put. So, who do you got in this one, Clayton? As Wisconsin is a 6.5-point favorite.
I'm going to go with the Badgers.
I'm going to go with the Badgers as well. Jaden Daniels, our quarterback, who's returning junior quarterback. He's just shown too much inconsistency. I think Herm Edwards is not. I don't think he's doing an okay job, but I think Paul Chryst will outcoach him here. Wisconsin is 7-1 in the last 8 games. Their defense is actually ranked number 1 in the country, not Georgia, but it's Wisconsin. So give me Wisconsin in this game. I think I'm going to take them to cover as well if I was betting -6.5. So yeah, see what the chat is saying. For a line trash though. Yeah, he's all right. So, okay, the Gator Bowl. This is an interesting matchup. We got Wake Forest versus Texas A&M. Texas A&M actually just got the number 1 recruiting class in the country for 2022 so far, so that's crazy. But 17 Wake Forest versus 25 Texas A&M. Texas A&M's a -3.5-point favorite. Who you got in this one, Clayton?
I gotta go with Texas A&M.
Their starting quarterback, Zach Calzada, just left. Also, their running back, Isaiah Spiller, I don't think he's playing. Their starting running back, I don't think he's playing in the bowl game. I think a lot of guys are sitting out for Texas A&M, DeMarvin Leal. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Wake Forest in this one, actually. I think Texas A&M is going to have a lot of players sitting out. I think that they're going to obviously – I don't think nobody's sitting for Wake Forest, obviously. I mean, they have draft prospects, but nobody's sitting out for Wake Forest. I mean, that's what – so give me Wake Forest. I think they'll be at full strength. The Texas A&M's not even going to be close to full strength. Give me Tech – I mean, they could win, but, give me Wake Forest in this one. The Sun Bowl. This is an interesting name. A pretty generic name. The Sun Bowl. Washington State versus Miami. So we got Wazoo versus Miami in this one. As Washington State's a -1.5-point favorite. Yeah, I mean, who you got in this one, Clayton?
I gotta go with the team who won the Apple Cup, Washington State.
Yep, I'm gonna take Washington State as well. They already have their coach Jake Dickert, who is the interim head coach. They promoted him to head coach,
and they beat Washington for the first time in forever.
Yeah, but Washington was bad this year. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they're like one of the most great, had a great season coming in, and then they screwed it all up.
Yeah, Miami has a good quarterback in Tyler Van Dyke. He actually has the 5th best Heisman odds going into the next season. But I will say, I just think Washington State actually has a low-key and okay defense. They don't have a bad defense. I'm going to take Washington State in this one. I don't really see anyone sitting out for them, really. I think they should be okay. So the Arizona Bowl, we have Central Michigan versus Boise State. So this could be interesting. because Central Michigan was arguably the best team in the MAC towards the end of the season. It was just that they had a couple losses early in the season that screwed them. Bryce Young wins 2 Heisman, Natty, or 2 UCLA's starting to top 200 draft. Probably Bryce Young winning 2 Heismans and a Natty or 2. So by picking him, you're gonna pick Miami, okay? You're gonna pick the Hurricane Man. Hurricane Man. Okay. Boise State is actually a 10.5-point favorite in this game. Who do you got in this one, Clayton?
I'm gonna go Central Michigan.
Oh, okay. They're a solid team, I will say. They dominated the MAC towards the end of the season. They played good offense. They played good defense. I'm going to take Boise State. They started to play all right towards the end of the year. I think Boise State's a more dominant team. Like I said, I was talking about UTEP. They went 7-5, but what really have they proved? You know, they beat some trash teams in Conference USA, and you know, what did they prove? And they played Boise State this year, lost 54-13. Give me Boise in this one. I don't think they'll cover, but I think they'll win. Okay, the next bowl game. We got the college football playoff games. So we'll save those for last, actually. We'll go to the Outback Bowl. Penn State versus Arkansas. So we got Penn State versus 21 Arkansas. This could be an interesting one. Arkansas's receiver, Treylon Burks, is out. Penn State's going to have some players returning. So this could be an interesting game. It could be a lopsided one if players are going to keep opting out. Who knows? Who do you got in this one, Clayton?
I'm gonna go with Arkansas.
You're going to go with Arkansas. I would love to pick Arkansas. I'd love to see Sam Pittman get a bowl win here. But, you know what? I'm going to take Arkansas as well. I think they'll find a way to win without Treylon Burks. They may not have the defense Penn State has, but Penn State, I mean, do they really have the motivation here? You know, they finished the season 7-5. James Franklin, you know, all these rumors and everything, taking a head coaching job. Do they really have the motivation? I don't think so. Give me Arkansas. The Fiesta Bowl, we got another New Year's 6. 9-ranked Oklahoma State versus 5-ranked Notre Dame. This will be Marcus Freeman's head coaching debut, so this should be an interesting one. They do have some players potentially sitting out on defense, Oklahoma State, and that solid defense. In Notre Dame, I think most of their players will play, though, just because it's Marcus Freeman. Who you got in this one, Clayton? As Notre Dame is a 2.5-point favorite.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Fighting Irish.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Notre Dame as well. I just don't see Marcus Freeman losing this game. I think Oklahoma State's going to fall off a bit of a cliff over these last couple games as they lost to Baylor and, you know, here. I just don't think they have the offense. Notre Dame will show up on defense. I think Notre Dame will win by way over 2.5 points. Give me them. Really shouldn't be much to talk about in that one, but let's see what the chat is saying. I'm a Penn State fan. Nice, Landon. DJ, got to go, man. All right, see you later, Neil. I appreciate the super chat, and I appreciate you being here. Appreciate the support from you and everybody here. Okay, so the Citrus Bowl between 15th ranked Iowa versus 22 ranked Kentucky. Kentucky is a 1.5-point favorite. You know, Iowa's shown a lot of bad offense this year. Kentucky's shown some inconsistencies, but they've been all right. Who do you got in this one, Clayton?
I'm gonna go Kentucky.
Yeah, I got Kentucky in this one. Iowa's offense is horrible. I believe running back Tyler Goodwin, their star running back, is sitting out.
And they can't show up in the Big Ten championship.
Yep. Sorry, Iowa. Nope. Got Kentucky in this one.
I think
their players are returning. Kentucky. If you compare the two teams, I think Kentucky is actually way better. You know, if Kentucky plays in the Big Ten West, they definitely win the Big Ten West. Big Ten West is horrible. So yeah. So and my picks refreshed again. That's disappointing. Okay.
All right.
So
It's time for
we're going to do the Rose Bowl now. So here we go. The Rose Bowl. Utah versus Ohio State. We don't know if players will be sitting out for both teams. Both teams will probably have players sitting out, though. But, you know, let's just pick it as it is right now. Who do you before I ask who you got in this one, Ohio State's a 7.5-point favorite. Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave might sit out, but I wouldn't be surprised if at least one of them played. Utah, their star linebacker, Devin Lloyd, might be out. They might have some defensive players sitting out. But who do you got in this one, Clayton?
Before I say something, do you think Ryan Day will be fired after this year?
No. No.
Unfortunately, I'm picking Ohio State.
Yeah, I got Ohio State in this one too. CJ Stroud's obviously going to play. You know, I think he should go off against Utah. I think Utah has an okay defense, but not.
Well, this will be Utah's first ever Rose Bowl.
Yeah, the thing about Utah, they didn't play great offenses this year. Give me Ohio State in this one. You know, And Ohio State has enough talent to beat Utah with their freshman receivers and everything. How about this? A Sugar Bowl. We got another New Year's Six. And this is our final New Year's Six before the playoff games. So Baylor versus Ole Miss. Okay, this could be an interesting one. Matt Corral, their star quarterback, Ole Miss, he is playing. He's, as Uncle Lou would say, he is not quitting. He is not quitting. Baylor, obviously, their players are going to play. This could be an interesting one. Who do you got, Clayton? Baylor or Ole Miss? Ole Miss is a minus
And
2.5.
then after this, we got to do LSU and Kansas State.
Yep.
All right, let's go with. I'm going to go with the Bears.
Ooh, you got Baylor, man. I'm taking Ole Miss. I'm going to take Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss Rebels. They're living their best life right now, especially Lane Kiffin. If you haven't seen the video,
I can respect that.
I got Ole Miss in this one. I mean, this could be a really good game. I think this is going to be one of the better bowl games we get. Both teams have solid defenses. Ole Miss, I think Matt Corral returning is the key factor here. I think they're going to have most of their offense playing. I don't see Baylor. They have a good team, but I don't think they'll match up at the end. Give me Ole Miss in this one. And we'll go with our final bowl before the playoff games, the Texas Bowl, which is January 4th. So this is actually after my Christmas break. Jeez,
Yeah.
that happened. But, they got a couple games after the Christmas break, like way after. But, they only got one this year, and it's LSU versus Kansas State. LSU won't have their coach, obviously. Brian Kelly, they hired, but they obviously won't coach. Texas Bowl. So, LSU versus Kansas State. Obviously, Adrian Martinez isn't playing for Kansas State for next year. So, who do you got in this one, Clayton? It's Kansas State is a 1.5-point underdog. LSU's favored.
I'm going to go with LSU.
I'm going to go with LSU. Yeah, I think I'm going to go LSU as well. I think they're gonna be the team to show it. It'd be nice to see Kansas State win that game, but at the same time, I think LSU is going to show up. I think the players that there's a lot of players that decided to leave, and a lot of players that decided to stay. I think the players that decided to stay are going to be very, very, motivated in this game. I got LSU in this one. I think they'll end up pulling it out. So we'll go to the college football playoff games. Okay, so. I'm Brian. Okay, so we got Cincinnati versus Alabama. Okay, Alabama is a 13.5-point favorite, large line. Definitely looking forward to this game. We got Desmond Ridder in the Cincinnati Bearcats versus Bryce Young in the Alabama Crimson Tide, the Heisman Trophy winner. So, who do you got in this one, Clayton?
I got to go with Alabama.
Yeah, I got to go with Alabama as well. I like Cincinnati. I think they have a solid matchup with their two corners. They have two of the best corners in the country, Ahmad Sauce Gardner and Kobe Bryant. So, yeah, Alabama, they have a solid, but they do have it's going to be interesting to watch Sauce Gardner versus Jamison Williams, arguably the best receiver in the country this season. And without John Mechie, that could hurt Alabama offensively, but I don't think Cincinnati will have the talent to beat Alabama. And Nick Saban versus Luke Fickell. Luke Fickell's a great coach. Don't get me wrong, but Nick Saban's the best of the bunch. And I think he's going to do what it takes to win this game for Alabama. I don't think there's really much of a problem there. Let's go to the Orange Bowl. We got to spend a couple minutes on this one. Georgia Bulldogs versus the Michigan Wolverines. So we'll put this Orange Bowl college football.
You guys should know who I'm picking.
Yeah, we already know who you're picking, but I don't know who I'm picking yet until
I'm picking Michigan, obviously.
Oh, yeah, obviously you're picking Michigan. But yeah, let's talk about this for a second. Georgia has the number 2 defense in the country. Michigan has the number 3 defense in the country, I believe. I mean, both teams play great football. Just imagine Wisconsin. Wisconsin, who has the number 1 defense in the country, and the 2 teams behind them are in the playoff. If Wisconsin had somewhat of a competent offense, they could actually be a potential playoff contender, but they didn't. But Georgia and Michigan. The problem with Georgia, they have Stetson Bennett starting quarterback. I can't trust him right now. But with Michigan, can I trust Cade McNamara? Maybe, maybe not. Will he make the plays with the CGA defense? We'll see. But you're obviously picking Michigan. I'm going to take the Michigan Wolverines in this game. They are a 7.5-point underdog, which is weird.
Aiden Hutchinson.
He's going to have a big game. You got David Ajabo. Ever pronounced. So, play okay receiver. There's younger receivers are winning. Yeah. But I know who your favorite receiver is, Crimson. Slade Bolden. But yeah, give me Michigan in this one. It's going to be I think it's going to be a defensive game. And Michigan has the better quarterback, Cade McNamara. Stetson Bennett is horrible. What's up, Jose? How's it going? But yeah, Stetson Bennett might throw for 4 picks. He's going to get destroyed. Give me Michigan in this one. This is just a disaster waiting to happen for the UGA Bulldogs. National championship. both agree it's going to be Alabama, Michigan. Who do you got in this one? Alabama or Michigan, if that is the national championship game?
I gotta go with Michigan.
You're going to go with Michigan. Of course.
What does it look like to you? What does it look like to you?
I mean, I don't know. But, okay. I don't know who to pick in this one. Bryce Young versus Cade McNamara. You got Will Anderson. He can make a huge impact for Alabama. Him versus Aiden Hutchinson. That's going to be huge. You know, Will Anderson's going to be extremely motivated especially if he plays Michigan because he didn't get those Heisman votes. I am taking the Alabama Crimson Tide to win their second natty in a row. Nick Saban does it again. He's the Bill Belichick of the league. And, you know, Alabama, I mean, oh my gosh. After what happened with the Heisman votes, Will Anderson getting absolutely people are saying he got absolutely robbed. I don't know if I can say that, but Alabama is going to be like, oh my gosh, Aiden Hutchinson. Give me Alabama. They're going to punch him in the face. Got Alabama by a touchdown or so. Should be interesting.
What about Hassan Haskins? He might have a monster game again.
He might.
He did that against Ohio State.
He might. But Alabama. Who's going to have a monster game? Jameson Williams? Maybe, because Bryce Young can make plays. If Bryce Young had a competent offensive line, he'd be insanely incredible. But yeah, those are our bowl picks, everybody. That's what we got so far. I appreciate you coming on, Clayton. I'm going to eat dinner here, so I kind of have to go, though. And my throat is killing me now after all that talking, but it was fun. And yeah, we'll be doing some future streams in the next week or so if you guys are up to it. So yeah, more hangouts and talks, and so yeah. But I appreciate everyone being here. You got Michigan winning 2 white, and Landon has Alabama, and that was a fun stream. So yeah, appreciate being on here, Clayton. I'm out, guys. Sports Expert here. Peace. Yeah, Thursday Night Football is about to start. Before we go off, who do you got? The Chargers, the Chiefs?
Kansas City.
I got the Chiefs in this one too. They are missing Chris Jones due to COVID, but definitely would be an interesting game to watch. But I appreciate everyone being here. I'm out, guys. Sports Expert here. My throat is killing me.